And some of the things you think about it now, it's like, man, we probably should have been doing this a long
Right,
time ago anyway.
right. Yep, yep.
Like
Like, why they doing
sanitizing
this?
these seats and the flights and things like that.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Like, you like, so y'all mean to tell me y'all weren't cleaning these planes like y'all should have before? Like, whoa. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Okay. What
Yeah.
let's talk about some common myths. What's some common myths or maybe misconceptions about travel advisors that you can clear up?
So I think the biggest one for me is that it's expensive to use a travel agent and it's a waste of money to use a travel agent.
Uh,
Uh, that's not true. First of all, you're not paying us for most of the service. We're going to get paid by commissions from the hotels or
right.
the airlines or the tour operators or whomever we book your services through. We're getting paid from them. There are agents who have service fees. Generally, they're small, reasonable fees. Much like, you may be able to change your own oil, but you'd still rather go to Jiffy Lube and let them do it. So you're paying
Right.
for a service that you just, it's a convenience.
Right. And save
So
time. Yeah.
it's not expensive as a travel agent. You're not going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for a trip that you're not going to pay $3,000 for a trip you could have got for $1,000.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You can now, and let me be clear, you can go to Expedia,
Uh,
pull up a trip to Cancun, and for whatever your dates are, and it'll be $1,000.
uh,
And then you'll go to your travel agent and they may pull a trip to Cancun and it'll be $2,000. But the difference will be, or maybe optional,
it should
the
be.
hotel that Expedia is booking you at is like a hostel. You're going to get a room, you're not going to get a certain level of a hotel. So,
Yeah.
and then you might get a flight where you have a cheap flight, but you got to pay to pick your seat. You have to pay for your luggage. You got to pay for a carry-on.
Yeah.
So by the time you add up all the fees that you're going to have with that $1,000 trip on Expedia, and they have you in a hotel that's 10 miles away from where you want to be, yeah, you save money on the booking, but when you got there, you spent another $2,500
Hmm.
because you needed to taxi to where you wanted to be. Where
Right.
your travel agent has asked you all the questions that you want. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you have to see? What do you want to be near? So your travel agent has put you in a hotel that is of decent quality, first of all, and they've put you on an airline in a seat where you at minimum get to pick your seat.
Right.
Um, and so you're at a hotel that's in the middle of the nightlife that you're trying to get to from the 10-mile hotel that Expedia books you on. So when you're looking at the price,
Yeah.
take away the number and ask yourself, what's the value? Because again, the value versus what you actually pay are not going to be the same. The value of what you get at Expedia is probably less than the $1,000 you paid,
Right.
and then you're going to get there and spend another $1,500.
Yep.
Whereas the value of what the travel agent books for you, you're not going to have to get in a taxi. You can walk everywhere you want to go. You're right there on the beach. You're within walking distance of everything you want to do.
Right.
So just ask yourself when you're doing those comparables, what is the value?
Right.
And so, yes, sometimes you may spend, you may spend a little more, but the value that you're getting is not going to be, is going to make it worth it.
Right. Yeah.
So
Convenient. Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying convenience. You're putting them in the right location, the right that like you can't put a price tag on that convenience. It sounds like a travel agent is kind of similar to a great coach. You can have some good players, but if you have that coach, put them in the right position to win, it just makes life so much easier. And who wants to? Because I know some
Yeah.
people use Expedia for them hotels, and they get in there and be like, "No way, like I cannot stay here." So yeah, that's a big
Yeah.
difference.
And again, I think there's so many misconceptions about travel agents from people who are there. And don't get me wrong, you can absolutely book your own travel.
Right.
You can absolutely do everything that a travel agent can do. But the travel agent is knowledgeable in the things that you're trying to do. So you're going to spend, 6 hours researching which hotel you should stay in, when your travel agent who's familiar with the area because they've sent clients there before, or they have resources for that area, can get that information to you within a couple of hours, depending on what their services are. But they're going to get you information that's also reliable. So
Yeah.
there's a trust factor there as well. You have to trust that that the person that you're working with knows what they're doing. And so that goes back to also when you're choosing a travel agent, just make sure that you've asked the right questions, or that either if they weren't referred to you, make sure you ask the right questions, request a time to talk to them. On my website, I do have an option for you to do a phone or a Zoom consultation with me. Sometimes you just want to look at the person that you're going to be spending your money with. I absolutely understand that. So I try to think of things from a consumer's perspective, because I am still a consumer. Although I'm a travel advisor, I'm still a consumer as well. And so I know the questions that I would want answered. I know what I would be looking for, and I try to make sure that I provide those things to my clients.